everyone, it's Debbie from the Inspiration Station. Thank you for joining me again today. Today I'm going to walk through a process of scrapbooking, and I have no idea where this is going. This is the photograph that I want to scrapbook, and I have gone through and I pretty much started with this Echo Park line. It's a girl, and I absolutely love this paper, and I'm really tempted to fussy cut it. I do like the back too though, so I don't know. Anyway, these are all scraps that I have from this paper pad. This one is from a different line. I think it's called Our Baby Girl. And if I'm going to use anything, I'm just going to use the 3 months. I'm not sure about that because in the sticker book for It's a Girl, there is month stickers. And this one's in green, so I'm not sure if I want to use that or not, but we'll see. I also have the large sticker sheet, and I have chipboard frames. And somewhere here there was another set of chipboard that I pulled this title from that says Beautiful Girl. I don't know where that went to. It just disappeared on me. Anyway, the other way that I was looking is towards this Pinkfresh collection. I have a couple of sets from Pinkfresh from an event that I did where we have the stamp and the matching dies. And in this case, there's also the stencils. Obviously, I haven't used any of them and I would like to. So that may end up being how I go instead of fussy cutting this. The problem is trying to match the colors, and I did go through and test a few different colors. I found that this Concord 9th Sorbet is a pretty good match, and then Tattered Rose may work. It's a little dustier than I would like, but there is a little bit of that kind of dusty pink, so I'm gonna have to test it out and see. But that's one of the stamp sets and die sets that I have. The other one from Pinkfresh is the same. I have the dies, the stamps, and the stencils. Now I have used the stamps. We used that in the event, but this is what they look like. So I don't know. I may end up doing that. If I do, I found other things as I was going through Pinkfresh. Some of the embellishments that I have are from the Delightful line. And so this is their ephemera pack. There's some colors in here that I think would work. And I actually found this title came out of the title ephemera that says Let Your Light Shine. And it's a pretty good match. It's a little darker, but I think it goes well with the darker coral color that's in here. So I did pull that out because I may do Let Your Lights Shine, Beautiful Girl. That was out of this pack. Everything else, the colors are, I actually wanted to use this Simply Lovely, but apparently I've used it on something else. So that's one of the things that I have. And then this one is just the ephemera. And I haven't looked through yet to see if there's anything on here that I want to use, but the colors will match with that. Then on the chipboard flare, there's a couple of round pieces if I want to add in some round. I was looking at this in particular that I think will match. There's also the puffy stickers, and I like this butterfly. I think the colors will work. If you look at it, it's got a little bit of purple on the end, but that's okay. I don't mind that. But the coral colors and the yellow I think could work. So I have that one. So I don't know where I'm going with this, as I said. Oh, I did also look for a green that would match, and I found this Pinkfresh Fresh Pear color. So I think I'm going to have to play with the stamps and stencils and everything and see how those come out before I make a decision on whether or not I'm going to fussy cut this. So I'm going to start playing and shut off the camera, and I will get back once I've made a decision. So I'm popping in just for a minute to show you that I did my test stamping and ink blending with the stencils, and I don't like the green. It doesn't match right. So I went back and found a different green. This is mint. I'm going to try it again. I did not line up the stencils properly. Again, this was my first time using them, so I need a little bit of practice, but I just wanted to show you that this is how they work out. The stamp is a really large stamp. They're all connected so that when you use the die, they all cut out at the same time. So that makes it really handy. So the stencils are set up the same way. So I'm going to do a little more practice, a little bit more work with that, and I will be back. Alright, so this part of the video I kept in because I think that there's probably a lot of people who have never used these stamps, dies, and stencils before and haven't seen how they work. So I chose to leave it in. When editing, it's always a hard decision what to leave in and what to take out. But I think in this case, you might be interested. If not, you can just fast forward through it. But for those of you who've never seen how this works, this is it. Now you'll see that I use a couple of different colors of pink and I think I used 2 different shades of green. I'll see as the video goes, but The way these stencils work is they have 4 or 5 layers, and each layer corresponds to a different color. So I started with the lighter inks, the lighter pink colors, and then switched to the, oh, what was it called now? I forgot. Sorbet, that's what it was. Anyway, now I'm doing the greens, and then they'll be a little bit darker when I do the veins on the leaves. I did want to say that I really love this mat, this silicone mat by Scrapbook.com, because it not only holds the paper in place, but it holds the stencil in place. So I didn't need to hold on to anything. I didn't need to use washi tape. The grid lines make it easy to match up. I found it easier because the angle of the flowers to have the stencil on the grid lines and tilt my paper instead. So there is a link below. It's an affiliate link. If you are interested in this mat, it's fabulous. It's from scrapbook.com, and if you do choose to use the link, it is an affiliate link, so I get a very small commission. It doesn't cost you any extra, and I would appreciate it if you are interested in this, if you would use that link. All right, so we are almost to the end of the stencil process. I'm going to pause here while the video runs, and you'll see me die cut the shapes after this. As you can see, as I hold it up to the Echo Park embellishments, I managed to match the colors pretty well, so I'm very pleased with that. So this is where I started to put the layout together, and I have sped up the footage a bit. I wanted to leave it in because I know a lot of people like to see the process of how creators put their pages together, but I also wanted to be mindful of how long the video was. Not everybody wants to sit through a 30 or 40-minute video, and I try to keep mine under 15 minutes if possible. So I did spend a lot of time moving the pieces around. I probably should have glued them down sooner than I did to make it easier. They were shifting a lot, but I don't like to glue things down until I'm fully satisfied with it. So I'm going to let this play and add some music, and hopefully you enjoy it. If not, you can always, skip through it. I finally decided to start gluing things down to keep them sliding around, and I just wanted to point out that I used the waste from this frame. It was actually a piece that went in between two frames to fill in the rest of that photo, because it's the same height as the frame I put underneath, and I didn't see a point in using foam tape or anything when this was the perfect height, and I was just going to throw it away anyway. So that's where the chipboard came from. I did consider cutting down that frame and saving the other half, but honestly, I have so much chipboard and I very rarely use it, so I was okay with it being hidden underneath the photo. Okay, so here we are. We have finished the layout, and I put on my finishing touches of some enamel dots. I added some ribbon to the tag, and I'm really pleased with the layout. I did spend a lot of time on it because I tend to overthink everything, but that's just the way that I am. So I'm happy with it, though. I really like the way that it came out, and I ended up using a pretty good mix of the Echo Park and the Pinkfresh Studio, so I'm happy with that. I will have some still photos, maybe some close-ups at the end. I want to thank you all for sticking with me this long, and I would really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up, maybe leave me a comment. The easiest way that you can support any content creator on YouTube is to subscribe, comment, and like on their videos. It doesn't cost anything, and it really does help our channels out. Gives us more exposure. YouTube knows that you like it, and they show you more videos of the kind of content that you like. So if you could do that, I'd really appreciate it. In the meantime, I hope that you spend some time doing your own scrapbooking, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.